win is a win is a win, and the Indiana Fever without Caitlin Clark go up against the Las Vegas Aces and last year's MVP, A'ja Wilson, and walk away with a W, 80-70. Sophie Cunningham has been hot to trot. Sophie Cunningham has been on fire.
Back in the W side.
Oh, that was a gut check win right there. Oh, nothing to say.
Yes, it's Asha Howard!
That was a fun one. My gosh, and these jerseys are sweaty.
Obviously, there's no timeline for Caitlin, but what has she been able to do this last week? Is it mostly just rehab recovery, or has she been able to do any kinds of practice?
Yeah, no, I mean, we haven't really practiced since the couple days before All-Star break. So mostly rehab, shooting, and she's been with our athletic training team, and we've been preparing everybody else.
Steph, Caitlin presents a challenge in itself for any opponent, but when she doesn't play, how is your team different?
I think our ball moves differently. What we run is different. She has such gravity and her ability, not just to be the top of the scouting report, but her ability to make everybody better with the ball in her hands. So some of the things that we run are different when she's on the floor than when she's not. We run some more off-ball stuff, a lot less on-ball actions. Yeah, it's definitely a relief to know that there's nothing else going on and no more damage. Now it's just being patient with the process. You can't have 5-minute lapses against great teams. They make you pay, and they bury you in those moments. I think we've seen throughout the course of the season, where we've been really good for long stretches, and where we've weathered the ups and downs of a game, and we've got to be able to do that from a neutral mindset. We can't get into the playing conservative.
Let's go! Let's go! Okay, we answered runs today, y'all. We had one another's back today, y'all. In the moments where it seemed like they could have made a little bit of a comeback, we stopped that. Yeah, we sure did. Now we have to be able to continue to stack that, maintain that consistency right there. I'm so proud of you guys. So proud of you guys. That was a hard-fought win. You earned it. We got on 3, 1, 2, 3 together.
When the Indiana Fever took the court without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA world was watching, but not because they expected a miracle. Clark's absence was the headline, the talking point, the punchline. Critics didn't even pretend to give the Fever a fighting chance. After back-to-back losses and mounting pressure, whispers turned into declarations. This team was finished, and the Aces, led by the ever-dominant A'ja Wilson, weren't just ready to win, they were expecting to humiliate. With Clark in street clothes nursing a groin injury, analysts saw the Fever as a hollow shell. But what happened on that court at Gainbridge Fieldhouse would flip the script in a way no one saw coming. This wasn't just a team picking up a lucky win. This was a squad rewriting their identity in real time, proving that sometimes, when your biggest star goes down, what rises in her place might be even more dangerous. The narrative had been shaped and reinforced through media chatter, sports pundits, and fans alike. No Clark, no chance. But those assumptions ignored something crucial. This team still had heart, depth, and something to prove. Kelsey Mitchell had heard it all before, that she couldn't lead, couldn't deliver when it mattered, couldn't carry the team without Caitlin. Her season had been a roller coaster, electrifying one game, invisible the next. And early in the match against the Aces, the narrative seemed set to repeat. She missed her opening shots. Her body language sagged. The crowd's energy dimmed. The offense looked lost. But then came a quiet moment, a timeout, a conversation with Coach Stephanie White. For simple words, let it fly. It's going to go. That was the spark. The second half was Mitchell unleashed. Her drives cut through Vegas defense like a blade. Her jumpers were clean, confident, and unstoppable. In the fourth quarter alone, she poured in 9 points, hitting 4 of 5 shots and dishing out assists with poise. She didn't just play, she commanded. The critics? Silenced. The pressure? Converted into power. Mitchell's 21-point performance wasn't just a box score stat. It was a declaration of leadership, a reminder that this team has more than one star. She stepped into a role that required her to be both scorer and stabilizer, and she delivered on both fronts. But if Mitchell was the thunder, Sophie Cunningham was the fire. She came into the game already red-hot, averaging nearly 14 points and draining threes like she was shooting in an empty gym. Still, the question lingered, could she keep it going against against a championship-caliber defense? The answer came quickly and emphatically. Every time Vegas threatened a run, Cunningham answered with a dagger. 3 of her 4 attempts from beyond the arc found the bottom of the net. Her 15 points came not in volume but in impact. Every shot felt like it landed heavier than the last. More than just a shooter, Cunningham rebounded, created, defended. She was everywhere. Coach White knew exactly what she was doing when she moved Sophie into the starting lineup. The shooting numbers don't lie. 58.1% from 3 in her last 6 games made her the most dangerous shooter in the league during that stretch. Analysts have started throwing around phrases like 6th player of the year and clutch assassin, and it's hard to argue. She's not just a role player anymore. She's the X factor who tilts the game in Indiana's favor, and her timing couldn't have been better. She's no longer playing for a spot. She's playing for respect. And then there was Ari McDonald. With just 35 seconds left and Indiana's 5-point lead hanging by a thread, the pressure was suffocating. One mistake could have flipped everything. Vegas had been chipping away, and one more stop might have given them the opening they needed to steal the win. But McDonald caught the ball, stepped back, and let it fly without an ounce of hesitation. The shot arced high, clean, and splashed through the net like it was always destined to fall. That 3 didn't just close the door, it slammed it shut. The crowd erupted. Teammates rushed to their feet. Even Clark, sidelined and suited up, leapt in celebration. That was McDonald's only shot in the entire 4th quarter, and she made it count like it was gold. 3 for 3 from downtown, 9 points, 4 assists, 2 steals in 22 minutes. It was a performance that will be remembered not for the stats, but for the moment. She didn't just play her role, she owned it. Her clutch gene turned what could have been a nail-biter into a statement win. Of course, none of this happens without the foundation laid by Natasha Howard. While the headlines often go to scorers, Howard did the gritty, dominant work that championships are built on. With 18 points and 13 rebounds, she controlled both ends of the court. 3 steals added to her presence, and it was her physicality that set the tone. But it was what she said after the game that spoke volumes. Our defense gets our offense going. That philosophy was on full display. The Aces, used to bullying their way to wins, were stifled. Every shot they took was contested. Every rebound was a fight. And when Indiana's defense clamped down, their offense flowed. Kickouts to shooters, fast breaks, clean looks. Howard wasn't just producing. She was anchoring, leading, and empowering the team around her. Her dominance in the paint allowed everyone else to shine. She played like a vet who'd been through wars, calm, composed, and lethal. And the irony? The Aces came in overconfident. Their swagger in warm-ups, their body language, it all said one thing. This was a victory they'd already counted. No Caitlin Clark meant no problem. Aya Wilson, the reigning MVP, had her own silent rivalry brewing with Clark, and this game was supposed to be a statement, a chance to remind the world who really runs the league. But that smug confidence became their downfall. They underestimated the collective power of a team desperate to prove itself. They walked into Gainbridge Fieldhouse expecting a celebration. They walked out stunned. This wasn't a team mourning their missing star. It was one reborn in her absence. The hunger they played with was obvious from tip-off. And the moment the Aces realized they were in a fight, it was already too late. And at the center of it all was Coach Stephanie White. While everyone else panicked about Clark's injury, she adjusted. She tweaked the offense to move the ball more. She removed on-ball actions and emphasized off-ball movement, spacing, and rhythm. Her trust in her players never wavered. Pulling Mitchell aside mid-game, betting on Cunningham's hot hand, letting McDonald take the biggest shot of the night. It all added up to a masterclass in coaching under pressure. White didn't just manage the game. She inspired her team to rise above the noise and find a new identity, one built on resilience, trust, and grit. Her fingerprints were all over this win, not just tactically, but emotionally. She coached like someone who believed in every player on that bench, and they rewarded her faith. That win didn't just improve their record to 13-12 or lift them into 6th place in the WNBA standings. It handed them the season series tiebreaker against Las Vegas, an edge that could become critical when playoff seedings lock in. But more than any stat, this victory sent a message. The Indiana Fever aren't just Caitlin Clark and a supporting cast. They are a deep, dangerous unit with leaders at every position. When Clark returns, and she will, she'll be rejoining a team that has been hardened by fire and proven it can win without her. That changes everything. It forces opponents to respect every player on the court, and it gives Indiana the kind of depth and confidence that makes deep playoff runs possible. The WNBA just got a wake-up call. This Fever team isn't just hanging on, they're building something serious. And if you thought they were dangerous before, just wait until they're back at full strength. Comment Red Hot Sophie if you're fired up, hit that like button, and subscribe so you don't miss what's next, because the Fever are just getting started.